welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make the Kahoot game using Keynote. I know many persons play Kahoot game, but there's one disadvantage. Without internet service, you're unable to play Kahoot. So in today's video, I'm going to show you to make Kahoot game using Keynote so you can play that game whether you have internet or not. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make Kahoot game using Keynote. First, I'm going to locate Keynote, which is this one here. I'm going to click on it. When it comes up, I'm going to click on New Document. You have Standard and you have Wide. I normally use Wide. Click on Wide Presentation. Then click on Choose. It's going to open up. Now I'm going to left click and drag, highlight, then delete. I'm going to reduce my size, zoom from 100 to 50%. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go to Shape, choose Square. I'm going to drag the shape across. I'm going to cover my canvas here. Then go over to Color Fill and change it to this color. Next step, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to Shape and choose this shape here. I'm going to scale it down to the size that I need. Then stretch it across to the perfect length I need to create my loading bar. Change the color to white. Then I'm going to add a line. And the color that I'm going to choose is going to be white. Now I'm going to click on my shape that I stretch across my canvas, and then I click on this new shape. I'm going to go up to Format, and then go to Shapes and Lines, then Subtract Shape. Then I'm going to duplicate this shape here, duplicate. Then I'm going to click on my box here, orange color box, and I'm going to go up to Format, Shapes and Lines. I'm going to subtract. Now I'm going to stretch the shape the entire length of my canvas, and then scale it down to fit inside this shape that we have created. Let's change the color of the canvas to gray. I will lock that one. I'm going to click and drag, click on my shape here, my canvas, change it to gray fill. Then I'm going to make sure this fits in perfectly, scale it up a little, then I'm going to go here and make sure it goes backward behind that. So let's slide it across to see if it works properly here. Scale it up a bit. This should be okay. Okay, good. So I'm going to drag this back here. Then I'm going to click on Action, Add Effect, Move. Good. So I'm gonna stretch this until it reaches the end of my rounded rectangle. Let's preview to see what it looks like. You realize it's going too fast, so I'm going to go to duration. I'm going to increase my duration to 4 seconds. Let's try it again. Click on my preview button. Okay, it's working perfectly the way I want it. Create a new slide, add a new slide, just go up to add slide, click on this button here, blank slide. I'm going to recreate the same thing I have here. Go to shapes, click on my square. I'm going to stretch this square across my canvas, ensure my canvas is covered with this square. Then I'm going to stretch the shape until it covers the entire width of the canvas. I'm going to go to Format, click on Color. I'm going to get the same color just as the first slide. I'm going to go back to my first slide. I'm going to click on my rounded rectangle here and duplicate, and the shortcut key for that is Command D. Then I'm going to paste my rounded rectangle on my square here. What I'm going to do, because I duplicated the rounded rectangle, it means that I have to go to Animation, to Build Order, and delete this animation. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to reduce the size of this rounded rectangle and move the position to the middle of my canvas, just like that. Now I have two slides the same. Let's go back to our first slide. Then we're going to go to Build Order, which is right to your bottom right. Click on Rounded Rectangle. I'm going to go to After Transition. It simply means that as soon as start playing, it's going to play automatically. Then go to my rounded rectangle. It's going to come after build one. to a preview, see what it looks like. This looks a little better. Okay, this looks much better. Now, I'm going to click on this side and you realize it says start transition. You click on the slide here, it says start transition, on click. We do not want to have it on click, we want to have it on automatically. It plays just as you start. Then you realize it said add an effect. The effect that I'm going to use here is called magic move. Click on effect, magic move. Comes up with this. Click on OK. Alright. So I'm going to reduce the duration from 2 seconds to about 30.3 seconds. Let's preview. That's what it looks like. Too fast. 50. 6.06 seconds. Alright, that's good. Alright, make sure we click on this slide here. Make sure this is start transition, not on click, but automatically. Let's preview it from slide 1 to slide 2. Alright, you realize when I played it earlier, let's go back to slide 1, play. You realize it did not move automatically to the next slide because we had a transition called magic move. If you look closely here, you see start transition is supposed to be on automatically. It changed from on click to automatically. Let's start again. So I'm gonna add a text to my second slide by saying music is fun. Okay, make sure it's aligned in the center. Then I'm going to go to format text. Then I increase my font text size to around 80 points where it's easily seen. And I'm going to go to make sure it's still on format, and then I'm going to go to style. Then I'm going to add drop shadow to bring my text up some more. Then go to text, click on my cogwheel here. Then I'm going to add another shadow, change it from black to white, and then reduce it a bit. Also, we can change the font to see which one looks better. Let's try impact. If impact doesn't look the way you try Arial black. Music is fun. Good. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to add an effect to this. So back to my animate panel, build in, going to use appear, and then build out, add an effect, disappear. After doing that, I'm going to go to build order again, click on the first one which says appear after transition, then music is fun, disappear after build one. And let's delay it for about 1 second. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, let's play slide from start to finish. Music is fun. Alright, good. Next, we're gonna add another slide. It's a blank slide. Click on add slide, go to blank. I normally get my pictures from Pixabay. Type in the word Pixabay. Then I'm going to type in the name of the instrument that I want. comes up with a number of instruments, but I'm gonna choose this one. Download. It's gonna download this file as PNG. And PNGs. This when I download this file, it's gonna be a transparent file. Copy. Paste. I'm gonna scale this instrument down to the size that will be clearly seen by everyone. Now I'm gonna go back to format, click on shadow. I'm gonna add a drop shadow to add more body to the instrument. Make sure the instrument is in the center. Good. Now I'm gonna go to shapes, click on shape. I'm going to use my shape here. So I'm going to make sure I click on this shape, make sure it's on format, then not going to go to style, going to go to arrange. So the width of this should be 911 points. So I'm going to type it in 911, press enter, and the length and the height is going to be 108 points. Good. All I'm going to do now is I'm going to duplicate this shape that I have here. Make sure I have 4 in total. Alright, I'm going to line my shapes up. Make sure they're even and they're in line. Basically, they have the same space on both sides. Here. Good. Alright, I'm going to highlight all of these and go back to style and add shadow. Then I'm going to change the colors. Red, yellow, blue, or not that blue, use this blue, and this one I'm going to put it in green. Alright, now I'm going to add some more shapes. You can add a square here. I'm going to scale it down a little bit smaller. Place it right to my far left. I'm going to go for a circle. Place it here, and also I'm going to scale it down. Make sure it is in line with that square. Then I'm going to get a triangle. You can use whichever shape you're comfortable with. Scale this one down as well. There, and then one more shape I'm going to use is a star. Drag it, drop here, scale it down. Now I'm going to change the color of all of these shapes that I've just added to white. Now it's time to add text to my shapes. Now go to text and start first one, and these are the answers that we're putting in that we want to have on our presentation. First one, So I'm going to go to text. I'm going to increase my size to points to 50 points. Then I'm going to go to fonts. I'm going to use Arial Black. I just like to have my text looking more like of a 3D effect. I'm going to go have a drop shadow. Then I'm going to change the color of my text to from black to white, that it can be seen more clearly. Then I'm going to go to my cogwheel here. I'm going to click on shadow. I have black, so I'm going to reduce the points to about 4 to add a better effect to this text. Alright, I'm going to duplicate my text now. Next answer is going to be duplicate again, Command D. And duplicate again. Good, so I have my instrument here and the answers written here. Before I start the animation, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to duplicate this slide and you're going to see why. So duplicate the slide, go to slide 4, I'm going to delete the instrument, the violin. Now it's time for animation. But before I animate, I'm going to group all these together as one. So highlight all, make sure they're all selected. I'm going to click on group. Apply the same principle here as well. Group. Same principle here. And I want my shape to come out a little better, so I'm going to double click on the shape, go to style, add a drop shadow. Same thing here. Kind of a 3D effect. Good. Make sure my texts are in line. Let's back a bit. Good. So now I'm going to start my animation. So I click on the instrument, go to my animate panel, build in, that's how it's going to come in. So I'm going to click on appear. Then I'm going to click all of my answers. Then add effect appear. So I'm going to go to my build order and click after transition. Then I'm going to want each of these answers to appear with the violin. Click on first one, appear with build one, with build one, with build one, with build one. Now I'm going to highlight all of these and go, and then we're going to click on build out. I'm going to use disappear. We want all of them to disappear at the same time. So we're going to go to disappear, click after build 5, then I'm going to increase that to 15 seconds. So you're going to stay on your screen for 15 seconds before it disappears. Then I'm going to go to each slide. I'm going to head to with build 6, with build 6, with build 6, and with build 6. Next, I'm going to my second slide, number 4. What am I going to do? I know that my answer is going to be violin. So I'm going to click on these 3. And I am going to make sure everything is highlighted. Close my build order here. Highlighted. Then I'm going to go to format and go to opacity. I'm going to reduce it to 40%. So everything here looks a little bit pale. Can go ahead and we can also group these together. Then I'm gonna go to shapes, symbols, click on symbols. I'm gonna look for a tick mark. Click a tick mark here. Drag and drop here. Change it to red. From blue to red. Then I'm gonna highlight all of these, group them together. Then I'm going to start my animation. So I'm going to highlight all 4 answers, go to animate, build in, that's how it's going to appear on the screen, and add effect, appear, then build out, disappear. Now I'm going to go to my build out, build order. I'm going to build order, go to build order, click on my first group after transition, then width, build 1, disappear after build 2 for 6 seconds, then number 4 is going to be with build 3. So the first section is completed. Let's start from the top to see what it looks like. Now, this is where the fun begins, by adding in my effects and song. I have already placed my songs and effect in a folder, so I'm going to open my folder on my desktop. The first effect that I have is typewriter. I'm going to drag it and drop on my first slide. I'm going to click on my animate, click on animate, then build order, and realize my song is below my rounded rectangle amount. I'm going to drag it and put it to the top. Click on number 1, make sure it's after transition. gonna click on my rounded rectangle and make sure it goes with build one. Let's hear what it sounds like. Alright, next part is adding my song. I already downloaded a song from YouTube audio library. I'm gonna drag and drop on my canvas like this. Then I'm going to go to build order. It's already here. And I drag and drop front. So it's gonna be number 1. Then after transition, it's gonna be with. Click on number 2 and make sure it's gonna go with, not after. Okay. Then I'm gonna go to build out, click on my song again, go to build out and go stop audio. Make sure stop audio is with build disappearing, which is gonna be build number 7. So this, let's preview to see what it sounds like. So from the top, next section is adding one more effect, which is my last and final effect. Drag and drop on the canvas. Then I'm going to go to build order. Make sure it's moved from number 5 to number 1. After transition, and click on number 2 and make sure it goes with build number 1. Start from the top, play. You're gonna have to see what it looks like and sounds like.